and welcome to the eSeniors GT3 Championship of the Group 2 drivers. This is the final round and it's taking place at Monza. Qualifications 15 minutes with a 1 hour race. So some drivers may have to either pit or consider the fuel consumption by perhaps changing the mapping or short shifting. But either way, I think it's going to make it a really exciting end to the this fantastic season we've had along with the eSeniors here. I've been watching a bit of the pre-qualifying and just getting to grips with the movers and shakers, if you like. And I think pole could be interesting. A couple of drivers I've got my eye on who've really shone, shall we say. I'm going to jump on board with Mr. Forrest. Good timing as he decides to take the scenic route. So Kev's been putting in 149.4s. That's actually very quick for the group. And although one or two other drivers got into the 149s, majority of them were in the 150s. Hi Derek. Hi Olaf. Hi Kenneth. Welcome to the stream. So consequently, I think if he can manage to do the 149.4, that will give him, I personally feel, pole. Other people looking quick is Mark Stevens. Jack Jacobs has been doing pretty good from a lap perspective, as has Lee Ellis. And Rainer Berger popped in with a 149 as well. So I think it's going to be really interesting. Hi Chris. Hi Wi-Fi thief. Not getting mine. Mine's passworded. But yeah, outside any of the top three, I think it's a free for all. This it's going to be really interesting. Hi Carlo. Welcome to the stream. So I reckon a low 149 will probably seal pole, as I said. And anyone the 149s, I think, will be very high up the grid. There's a lot of people doing the 150s. So that's where I think a lot of the action's going to be. Obviously, doing a quick lap and racing are two different things. You know, I was just messaging Carlo before in Discord. I'd just done one of the 1 hour stints and I got myself to consistently low 149s. Running around the track, and I was really pleased with that. I know some of the quicker guys will be going faster than that, but at the end of the day, it's all about your own pace, your own comfort, and achieving what you can. I knew it was you, Nikos. I just thought I wanted to call you Wi-Fi thief. So I think, yeah, I think Kev's probably going to get pole. I'm putting my head on the line here a little bit. I think Rainer may get second. Who else was looking quick? I think Ellis. Oh, I was going to say Ellis, but he's gone. Well, that's a shame. He was looking really fast. Lee Ellis. He was looking really fast before. Hopefully he's just disappeared to come back on. Well, that's a shame because he was looking really, really fast. So I can't really include him in that. And Jack Jacobs was putting a few fast laps in as well. In relation to the championship, it's already been settled, so we know we know who the winner is. For those who are unaware, it's obviously Malcolm. I say obviously because he's won probably majority of the races. You can see there Hughes has just put in a 150.3. I think there's going to be a lot of drivers around that time, and they are. Kev didn't let me down. A 149.9. He will go quicker. I'm sure of that. But Hugh is actually going quicker as well. So, you know, I think we've got Malcolm who's done a lot. Look at the times on that. So I don't know if I can show these. I'm going to show you the splits, the lap times. Okay. Look at the lap time of Kev and Malcolm. 149.977. Absolutely identical. I think that's a case of pick the bones out of that one, isn't it? Hi, Alessandro. Wow, I don't think I've seen that. First two laps of 149.977. That's absolutely fantastic. Kev's flying again now. So Kev's half a second up. So I think he's trying to pull away from Malcolm. So Malcolm's obviously sat there and just waited and waited and waited. He wasn't doing any of the pre-qualification, so I think he's just sat there biding his time. They're both the same amount of time up again, believe it or not. So just jump on board with Kev, because Kev's slightly up on Malcolm, but obviously there's still a good bit of the lap to go here. Kev's currently 4/10 up. He's now half a second up, so this is going to put him into the 1:49.4 area. And Malk is also half a second up, so this is going to get really... oh, Malk's lost a bit of time, actually. I think he must have gone off somewhere. He's lost a lot of time there. So Kev's now 6/10 up, so he's going for the 1:49.3. Hugh had gone fastest with a 1:49.9. As you can see there, a 1:49.3. He's just managed to pull out the bag there. So yeah, a very very respectable time that. I think it'll be interesting if Malcolm can get his can get it on the track and give him a bit of a run, because I think we're only going to have a couple of drivers in the 1:49s, and I think out of them, if they can keep it on the tarmac, they're more than likely to win it. It does play with your tyres this towards the end though, under braking, and I noticed you know, you do start to get a bit of slip and sliding, because an hour on the tyres is obviously quite a lot. Brakes don't really deteriorate enough to justify anything of concern, but yeah, the tyres will definitely go off. I mean, if someone does a splash and a dash and change the tyres, well, that's a completely different story. As I said, I am possibly expecting 1 or 2 making pits, but you can actually balance your car out with the engine maps to get you around. Nice, Ben. Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you on track yesterday. I think that's the first time I've seen you race, so well done and welcome to the group. Hopefully you'll enjoy the stream, keep you entertained. I'll try and keep me you know, my fingers on the action in relation to any incidents and accidents, but we shall see. So Kev's currently 3/10 up. He's pushing the 1:48s here. Hugh Van Vassenhove is also on a flyer, and he's looking like he's going to take second place at the moment. Bruce Hopkins is currently second, and as you can see there, Hughes took 1:49.3, but I think Kev's going to do a 1:48. I think it's the first time he'll have done 1:48, I think he was saying. Oh, he struggled getting the 1:48. Has he done it? A 1:49 flat. So that's very consistent with the time he said he was struggling with, a 1:49 flat. So he's not done the 1:48 yet. As you can see, that's still an exceptional time. Just going to jump back with Rayner a little bit. Rayner's up 3/10. This doesn't put him into the 1:49s. This puts him into that massive bank of 1:50s that I think will appear as we come through qualifying. We've got 6 minutes left. Obviously, probably got about 7 or 8 minutes left with the extended time that you'll probably get on this, with it being quite a long lap. Drifting the car around the corner there. But you all know the track. I will obviously do not so much a lap tour per se, but we'll talk through the lap of Monza, which, as you know, is a fantastic circuit in relation to this. So this is we've just come around the Parabolica, and we're now on the Rettifilio Tribune, or the Tribune Straight, and he's looking to brake towards the end of here, the Variante del Rettifilio, about the 150 marker, and trying to swing it in without really hitting the curbs. If you get the right angle, you can take the other curb and really start getting your power down as you go through here, and keep the drive on the car. He's now come to the Curva Grande. This is flat out. Shouldn't need to worry about having to brake or anything. Potentially good passing place if you've got good drive out the corner previously. And this is going to take us into the Variante della Roggia. Again, 150 marker is your zone. Try and cut as much as you can without riding the curbs. The curbs will upset some cars, not all of them. The likes of the Bentley and Aston survive, and so did the Merc. And then you're looking for the orange marker to brake, drift the car around into the first of the Lesmos, get your power down, and you're looking for the marker just after the white on the right, and again drift the car around for the second Lesmo and get the power down. Flat out down here to the Curva del Seraglio. Let the car naturally drift to the right, and you'll see a little steward at the end. That's your marker. Brake just after the steward. Drift the car across left onto the Ascari, Variante Ascari. Get your foot down. You can keep it within track limits. And again, flat out down here to, I think it's the 100 meter marker, the parabolica, and you're looking to drift the car in, trying to keep it rotating, and then as you get to the little orange man on the right, you should be looking to have the power down, okay, and then flat out over the start finish line. Well, that's quite a good lap. He is down, but he is actually in third place. So we've now got, well, I didn't think we'd have that many drivers in the 149s, but we've got 7 drivers in the 149s, as you can see there. It's going to make it really interesting off the mark, this. So a 149 flat for Kev, a 149.3 for Hughes, a 149.6 for Rayner, a 149.7 for Lee Ellis, so Lee did come back on, a 149.7 for Stevens, a 149.9 for Hopkins, a 149.9 for Hutchin. I think there's a lot of potential for some good racing here. Hi Stefan, welcome to the stream. That's everyone I can see on there. Yeah, I can see you talking about fuel there. Okay, let's switch to someone else who's on quite a quick lap, which is Thierry. Thierry's 3/10 up. This will also put him into the 149s. Well, let's see if he does it. He's got a good angle into that corner. He's lost a little bit of time, but he's still up. Not too sure whether no, he's not going to go into the 149s. 150s now. 150 at 0.1. So good lap there from Thierry. Absolutely flying. Lee Ellis is going quick. I mean that view. Oh, it's a shame that he was going on a quick one there. I don't know who's in front of him. That view's quite narrow, isn't it? Not that you need to see what's above you, but I'd find that quite off-putting, to be honest. That is a shame, that, because he was pretty flying there. That could have put him into second place at the end of that lap. So yeah, interesting. Jack is on a new lap again. He's 3/10 up as we get down to 2 minutes left of qualifying. So again, Malcolm's 4/10 up in front of him. He's now half a second up. I'm going to jump up to Malcolm because Malcolm is in front. And Malcolm's looking for a 149.4/5 here at the moment, which will put him possibly into third place. One of the benefits of Monza is, well, I don't know if it's a benefit or not, actually, getting off that marks early and trying to make that start, because if you get caught up in the middle and there's an incident, it just wipes everybody out. So he's 4/10 up. He's on a good lap here. He's now half a second up. He's gained a little bit through there. Obviously got the power down early. So this is making him look like he's on a 149.4 at the moment. And that will put him in third place. If he can gain a little bit more, he might get into second. Hughes is in the pits, so it looks like he's not going again. And he's not likely to get another lap out here as well. So what's Malcolm done? That's took him to a 149.4 and put him in third place. So again, another good lap there from Malcolm. It looks like most of the drivers have put themselves in the pits now. So I'll just show you the timing board so you can see the lap times people have been doing. As I said, Kev is back out, or he's down, and looking at the time left. He might get a late lap in, but it won't be this lap, it'll be his next lap. I'll keep an eye on that. Malcolm's going faster again. So he's 2/10 up. This is putting him into the 149.2s, which will put him second. He just needs to keep it going. Jack Jacobs is half a second up, which will put him into the 149.5s. And he's actually going quicker, Jack, as well. But let's see how all this boils down. So Malcolm's now 3/10 up. He's definitely snapping Kevin's heels here. Jack's flying. He's 7/10 up. He is behind here though, so obviously I can keep an eye on this one first and then look at the state of play with Jack. But Jack's nearly a second up, or 0.8 of a second. That'll put him in the 149.2s, which will put him into second place. If he gets any more out of that, he will get pole. He just lost a bit of time there. So through the Lesmos, it looks like he's just lost a tenth of a second. But he's still 6/10 up. He's going to be pestering Malcolm and Lee Ellis at this rate, though. Malcolm's going for the 149s here. 148s, my apologies. Is he going to do it? It's going to be very close to Kev. Very close. 1:48.9. There we go. I don't think that's going to get beat because Kev's not bettering his lap time. So I was just going to jump on board with Jack. Where's that going to put Jack? He's gone from 9th up to 4th. So I think that's more or less going to settle the grid down now in relation to qualification. Just waiting for 1 or 2 cars just to finish. One's gone off track, so be right back. Pole time, Craig. Hi, Dimitri. The pole time was a 1:48.9, which Malcolm managed to do on his very last lap, but it was quite a low 1:49s in there. So, quick run down the grid for you. In pole position, 216 Malcolm. Kev Forrest in 2nd. Hugh van Vassenhove in 3rd. Jack Jacobs in 4th. Lee Ellis in 5th. Rainer Berger in 6th, Mark Stevens in 7th, Bruce Hopkins in 8th, Don Queen in 9th, Jeremy Arabas in 10th, Thierry Ars 11th, Daniel Britos 12th, Ruben Monsanto 13th, Uwe Tholen 14th, Peter David 15th, Andy Lee 16th, Mark Wyman 17th, Melvin Garland 18th, James Parks 19th, Willie Owens 20th, and I'm unsure whether he's racing, but Michel Benchet is 21st on the grid. Okay, so not long now before it's start the wheels rolling. I'm going to be difficult to predict this one for the simple reason being the fuel is going to play a part in this. So those in the Ferraris and the Mercedes where obviously they guzzle the fuel. The Ferrari's obviously got a smaller tank than some of the other cars. I think it's going to be interesting. Do they run the car lean to start with, or are they doing a splash and dash? Now, I think in the Group 3s, a couple of drivers did do a splash and a dash, and you're looking at 56 seconds as a pit penalty for going in for fuel. So you might need to consider that, but again, that might include also a tyre change as well. Now, changing tyres towards the end of the race is completely pointless. If you're doing a mid-stop like Stefan was planning, changing your tyres would have made perfect sense because you'd have kept maximum grip throughout the whole race. But they will last to the end. But as I said a few minutes ago, the potential is they will go off ever so slightly. So just coming around the parabolica as it gets the starts winding them up. Interesting to see on the start. I will put the timing screens up eventually. We've got 2 Audis in 1st and 2nd. Not seeing that in a while, so yeah, let's see how that goes. And you can see the Astons just edging up there from Hugh van Vassenhove, and it's lights out and away we go. So let's see how people manage to get round the start. Are we going to get any incidents early on? There's a couple of places being shifted around at the back, midfield and the back. So let's see where we go here. So far so good. But obviously there's 2 bends here. Nice, nice. So far, so good there. Yeah, there's been a few taps there, but nothing to write home about. Someone's very slow at the back. But yeah, everyone's got through. Okay, great stuff. So it's race time. Let's see where this takes us. And you can see already there's been someone going for a dive down the inside. A bit early on, people going for dives through that corner. Your tyres and your brakes won't be up to speed. You can see someone's gone wide a little bit there. That was Rayner. That's going to have lost him time. There has been an incident. Car 68. And that was Rayner, so obviously he was pushed off there in relation to that. But, you know, you're talking a chicane after another chicane, really. Your tyres aren't up to speed. So, consequently, it's quite easy to have contact. So, I'm on board with Lee here, and Lee's passing Jack on the inside. As you can see, very brave move with cold tyres. He's going to have to pull that car in. Now, depending on where he crossed there, he actually might have got a warning so early on. You can see there, though, he's got his foot down. He's well pulled away. I'm just going to switch back to Hopkins, because Hopkins is also looking like he's making a move on Don. Although he doesn't seem to be getting any advancements on there. The Ferrari's got good legs on it there, as you can see. There's a couple of these battles on the track at the moment. You can see Thierry's managed to go up the inside of Don there, as Don went a little bit wide. And that's now opened up the gate for Jeremy as well. So Jeremy looks like he's going to go through as well in relation to that. There has been another incident with Rayner. Again, I'm not going to jump back because it does look like they are still on track. That's more than likely a bit of a love tap as opposed to a complete collision there. And let's see if everyone can get through the chicanes the second time round. Obviously, we've seen a few incidents. Rayner's still struggling a little bit there, as you can see. We've got Ruben and Rayner having a bit of a battle, and we can see there that someone's gone off and have to go to the slip road. Quite a lot of battling going on here. Jeremy's looking like he's going to take Bruce, or is it Bruce just took Jeremy? I can't really tell. Thought Jeremy was alongside him before. Just going to stick back at that corner. There's still a lot of action going on here. And Rayner again, further contact with, I think it was with Peter David there. But that's caused Peter David to go off, and you can see Michel's obviously come from the back and he's still racing. So let's just jump on board with Michel, because obviously Michel's quite a quick guy. As it stands at the moment, them taps there are the ones that are registering at the moment. You can still see there's still a bit of argy-bargy going on at the back. Them drivers. Okay, I'm going to jump forward to Mark Wyman, because Mark Wyman's gaining. It looks like he's changed the colour of his car. But he's obviously being hassled by Berger. So Berger qualified really well. He's lost a few places, he went wide, and I think he had contact with somebody. So I would expect Rayner to put pressure on Mark. Mark is chasing down Andy Lees, and as we know, Andy Lees is a very tidy driver, very tidy racer. See there, it looks like Rayner's going to get him up the inside here, perhaps. Well, he doesn't cut the gap, cut him up. You already see Lee Ellis is there pumping in a fast lap there of 150.6. Okay, I'll put the timing screens on for you, and I'll change the view so it shows you the gaps. Okay, so you can see the gaps between the drivers. Mark's looks like he's going to get taken there. Or is he? Saw this last night where the Ferrari seems to have the legs on some of the cars towards the end of that straight. That's tidy, very tidy through there. Does push Rayner wide onto the sand, and that's also going to open the door for Melvin, who's in the white McLaren, and you can see Michel's sat there behind Melvin at the moment. But this is where the action's at the moment, this group of cars. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes on here. So see there's Rayner. Oof, gone deep there. In fact, they all went deep. The only one who seemed to get the control there was Wyman. So let's just jump back to what it looks like from behind Berger's car. So Melvin's gone a little bit wide. He has kept it on. But I do think Michel's going to take him here. Michel's thinking about it. It looks like Mark's going to get Andy Lees, but Andy Lees is very defensive there. As you can see, Andy's got the inside line at the moment. Oh, he's given to him. Interesting. You'll see the Rayner's still having a go. So nice tidy racing that, to be fair to these guys. Really tidy racing. I think Rayner's going to get Andy here as well. He just seems to have a better run out of that corner. And he's gone for the pass. So he should get him up the inside corner here. It's not really suitable for two cars. Yeah, that's it. Good space there. Good awareness. Both drivers. And that puts Raynerberger into 15th. And he's now going to chase down Wyman. Just jump on board with Michelle. As Michelle is catching Melvin. So I don't know whether he's going to try and outbrake him here. As he comes up to the end of the straight. He's pulling out for it. 150 metre marker. Yeah, easily done it there. I do expect Michelle to start going through, you know, cutting through the track quite easily at some point. But Melvin's sticking with him there. Okay, as you can see, Melvin has got a bit of a run on him. As I said, you can actually pass here if you get a good drive out of that corner. There's action in a few parts of the track at the moment. I'm going to jump on board with Bruce, and Bruce is giving Thierry a bit of a run here. Melvin's took Michelle, so Melvin's just managed to take Michelle, so I don't know if Michelle outbroke himself, and Michelle's under pressure now from Peter David, although Michelle is keeping to grips with Melvin. Rayner's still pressurising Mark Wyman. Again, I'm keeping on that, but I'm just going to jump forward because I think there's going to be a change at the front, and Malcolm's just took Kev. That happened very quickly. I didn't even get a countdown on that one, so my apologies. And Lee's now been brought into the party as well in relation to that. So you can see the beast of the Bentley there, and in the background, Jack. So these are the names I think I read out quite early on. Ironically, I did shout out Malcolm, Kev, Lee, and Jack. I also said Stevens, who's currently in 6th. So as I said, you get used to the guys who race. Jack's really closing down there. Just going to jump on board with Jack because obviously you can see what's going on in front of him from this one car. Hugh's going faster. Michelle's been passed by Peter, so I don't know whether Michelle's got a problem. Peter David's managed to pass him, and Peter David's now chasing Melvin down, and Rayner's now managed to pass Mark Wyman. Okay, so there's changes going on all over the place. It's really difficult for me to keep track of everybody because there seems to be a lot going on. I'm going to jump forward because Lee is catching Kev here. I don't know if Kev had a bad break into the corner, but I could see that Lee was definitely catching him. He's definitely getting a good run here. I don't know whether he's going to have a long enough run because Kev, as you can see there, Kev's gone very defensive. He's really closed that line down, and now it's a case of strongest will here, getting through this section, managing to keep the power down and getting the drive out the corner really well, which they both look like they've done. But I do think Ellis has got the better there, ever so slightly. You can see Kev's just drifted right, just to defend. It means Lee's not going to be able to pass him at this point, but if he gets the angle into this corner right, Kev may well go wide, and then it's a drag race down the straight from this point on. Oh, this is what you call a drag race, and Jack's just sat behind, abiding his time. I think the Bentley will outbrake the Audi here because I believe the brakes on the Audis aren't as good as some of the other cars, but we'll see. Lee's not pushing it, is he? Lee's holding on there. I think he's going to wait till the time's right rather than taking that risk. Which is, again, it's fantastic to see. Michelle's managed to take Melvin. It looks like Melvin's trying to take Michelle at the back. Willie Owens is catching James. And Jeremy's catching Bruce. Again, obviously these guys at the front is where the action's at. This is the quick guys. I will switch between when the gaps break up a little bit. Don't forget, it's an hour race. We're only 9 minutes in, so I will try and ensure I show quite a lot of the field. But this is racing. You know, this is what you guys want to watch. is these guys, you know, nose to tail on the track, looking for that pass without taking each other out. You see there again, Kev's gone defensive. He's cracking angle into that corner. We can get the drive out here. He's going to breeze past Kev. Yeah, and he's got the inside line this time. So as he's got the inside line, it means Kev can't... still respecting each other there. Jack's coming into this, you know. I think Jack's going to jump the pair of them. Just going to jump back to Thierry. There's a gaggle going on here. I'll keep my eye on them as well. So that's... just trying to work out who that is. So that's Thierry, Bruce, and Don, I think it is. So currently riding along with Thierry there. There has been a few changes made, a few places made there. He's going to jump back to Melvin. So Melvin's coming up the inside. Looks like he's going to put pressure on Mr. Lees here. So I don't know if Andy's had a problem, he's gone wide or something, but he was looking quite tidy early on. Jeremy's just managed to take Bruce, so I don't know if there's a bit of a mistake there. Yeah, it looks like he's got the better run on Bruce as well, so he solidified that a little bit. Battle of the front's eased off a little bit. I think Kev's got the better of Lee here. Michelle's on a really quick lap here. Michelle's going to pull away from these two, but I think Melvin and Andy's going to be a good battle here. Very good point, that Andy. You know, in relation to the fuel, if they're racing, they're not concentrating on the fuel usage, are they? So yeah, I'll be really intrigued to see is everyone going to be doing fuel saving later on. I don't know how the McLarens are. I know how the Ferrari goes. It looks like Melvin's going to get Andy here as well. Right, I'm going to switch cars. As you can see again, it looks like Lee Ellis is going to have another go at Kev here. He's obviously ensuring he doesn't want to hit Kev, but he's forcing Kev wide. Kev's off track limits there. He might receive a warning, he might not. But we've got the drag race again here, and they are nose and nose. You couldn't split them, could you? You really couldn't split them at all. So again, this is a case of who brakes late. And as you can see there, Ellis isn't really pushing it. Now, maybe Ellis is on fuel saving and therefore doesn't think he needs to put the pressure on just yet. Don't know, no idea. But Jack's still sitting there lurking, and you can see from Malcolm's car, they're not to be seen. You'll see him come around the corner ever so shortly. But Malcolm's just he's just pulling away a little bit at the moment. These corners here, getting them right is so much. We'll just do a lap comparison of these two at the moment and just show you the split times, just so you can see the differences between them. So, you know, 150.6 versus a 151 flat. So you're talking just under 4 tenths between them here, really. It just looks like Lee's just struggling getting to grips with the width of that Audi. Like I went a bit wayward there. You can see there's a bit of a gap now. Pressure's off. I'm going to jump on board with Thierry, because Thierry's putting pressure on Don here. This is for 7th place. This is a good run for Thierry, this. And you can see Jeremy's flying up the pair behind the pair of them here. That's Jeremy going up the inside. Is he going to get them both? And you can see coming up behind is Bruce as well. And Jeremy made a good place there. So Jeremy's now in 8th. Thierry's in 9th. But I think it's not going to be long before they do get catch Don. Oh, he's going for it. It's Thierry. He's going up the inside. Is he going to make it stick? Is he going to make it stick? Very safe. Jeremy wouldn't fight it. I know that for a fact. Good passing, that. Very, very good passing. Just going to jump forward to Ellis. Because he's still giving Kev a bit of grief here. If this is going to be like this at the end of it, these two guys are going to deserve a cold bath, cold shower, and some beers, because they're going to be exhausted at the end of this. You can see the drive then that Kev got out of the second Lesmo. He's absolutely disappeared. There's been a bit of a change at the back. Rain has managed to take Juve. No German compatriots there, battling out on track. So Rayner was one of the guys I said he qualified quite well, but something happened quite early on, and it caused him to drop down. Hi Krista, welcome to the stream. Yeah, start was really good. There was one or two very, very minor love taps, but nothing to be overly concerned with. And in all intents and purposes, it's actually been quite a decent race, quite a clean race. Just starting to gaps are just starting to appear now on track. There's no one really fighting anybody else. So I'll jump on board with Bruce. Bruce is chasing down Jeremy, and Jeremy's he's lost a bit of ground to Thierry. Hi Terry, welcome to the stream. Looks like he might get him here under braking. Is he going to get it? Maybe not. He did ease off a little bit there. Again, we've got another group of 3 cars. We've got Bruce, Jeremy, Thierry and Don. So I'm just going to jump on board the helicopter with Jeremy, because that'll give the ability to see a couple of cars up and down. Well, Bruce has just lost a bit of time there, so there's about a second between them. There is indeed, Olaf, a long time to go. 42 minutes of racing to go, and so far I think it's fair to say there's been some exceptionally good racing. The front guys have been relentless. Kevin Lee have been battling out, and Jack's just sat there in the background waiting just to see what happens. So yeah, really interesting. Michel's moving up. He's now into 16th, and he's now looking at catching Ruben Monsanto. But this is where the action appears to be at the moment. We've got Thierry chasing down Don. So let's see if anything happens from this perspective. Nice when you see them go around the corners and how tidy the cars look, and the way they stick to the road. Fantastic for a game, isn't it? You can see the cars bouncing and the wheels responding to the track. Physics are brilliant. Both braking at exactly the same place. Thierry's definitely caught Don up here. I think Thierry might get a good run on Don here on that straight. Yeah, he's definitely going quicker. It's Thierry. I'm watching the split. The split is coming down. I think he might just get him out of braking here. Both Ferraris. Thanks, Kenneth. Much appreciate it. Right, I'm going to jump to the back a little bit, because Ruben Monsanto is closing down Mark Wyman. But some of these guys don't usually get airtime. It's just the nature of the race. But obviously, if I do see that there's a bit of racing going on, I will switch. I don't just necessarily focus on the front guys, which is all well and good. But there's 21 guys on track really, and if there are people racing, I prefer to show the racing rather than someone out at front who's just disappearing into the sunset, if you like. So behind these is Michelle. I can see Michel's eventually going to pass the pair of these. And then we've got Peter behind Michelle as well. So Peter's having a good race. Jack's now closing down. Oh! Kev's been passed. I think Kev went wide. I've missed it. Completely missed it. Jack's now closing down Kev. So I saw nothing on my timing screens to show that that was going to happen. It went from a 1 second to a 1 second, and then it just switched around. So my apologies, like, but I didn't see that happening at all. And I am keeping my eye. I say I've got quite a few screens going. I'm keeping an eye on everything at the moment. That's why sometimes it goes quiet, because I'm just trying to digest what's going on. You can see Jack's definitely closed him down here. There's action all over the place. Monsanto's still pressurising Wyman. Hopkins is pressurising Jeremy. And as I said here, in fact, we'll jump on board with Hopkins, because there is the gap between Jack and Kev, and I can always jump back to that in a minute. I'd be very surprised, Olaf. I'm hardly a voice of TV. So Ruben's giving Mark Wyman a run here. I think there's been a couple laps here. Did you mention me in the last lap? I missed 2 places. I got reputation now on. No idea, Nikos. I can't remember. I've slept since then. I know you were on a flyer through the race yesterday, but I can't remember exactly how it unfolded for everybody, because I think there's another 18 cars on the track. But I do know at one point you look like you're absolutely flying down one of the straights. And unlike in the Porsche Cup, you actually made the corners. So Hugh has passed Jack. I think Jack's gone wide. You can see there he's not going full speed. Let's just do a replay to see what's happened there. I can't use my replay. There's been no incidents. What went on here? Yeah, so he's just over-rotated the car. Massive oversteer. That's such a shame. Doing really well as well in relation to that. What a shame that. He was running well as well, Jack. I mean, he's still in 5th, don't get me wrong. But I think he'll be disappointed with that, to be honest. Just going to jump back on board with Thierry, because Thierry's still chasing down Don. Thierry's another racer I've obviously watched throughout the season. And he's slowly moved up the table, if that makes sense. You know, he's gone from mid-table, if you like, moved up the table. And I think sometimes some of it was down to incidents, which weren't his fault. He's a proper gentleman. If you ever spoke to Thierry as well, you know, he's very respectful of you as a person. And, you know, if there is an incident, he tries to treat it as politely as possible. But you can obviously appreciate if he's raised an incident, he's concerned about it. But he's there. He's in 8th place here. He's doing well. I do think he might catch Don. But you've got that big question mark we've got to consider. Fuel. Is anybody conserving? Has anybody conserved? Has anybody got a pit stop? Because as I said, a pit stop's worth a cost of 50 seconds. Now 50 seconds on here is a lot, and it will probably put you a lap down quite easily. Well, not a lap down, but a good half lap down, and it could take you from the front of the grid towards the back of the grid. I'm just looking at the splits here. Not far off 50 seconds between the front and the back of the grid, you know, I believe. Let's see all the movers and shakers. Anyway, let's look at see where everybody's up to and who's made the best progress so far. So we can see there, Michel did start at the back. He's made 5 places up. Rayner is one of the biggest losers at the moment, which we did mention. He qualified really well, had an incident, and that's pushed him down. You can see Lee Ellis there has gone up 3 places. So very, very positive for Lee there. And he is actually shutting the gap down to Malcolm as well. So that's going to get really interesting in a minute. I will jump forward a little bit, because Kev's he is trying to put pressure on Lee, but I don't think he's going to do it. But yeah, I think the gap at the front is coming down, and Malcolm's going to have Lee on his rear before he knows it. But again, you've got the old question, are people watching fuel? I don't know about the Bentley. I believe the Bentley's got a big tank, but the Bentley also drinks fuel, so that could potentially go against it, which means we might just see cars dropping out towards the end. Now, if you've been battling all that way and you run out of fuel, you're going to be absolutely livid, I should imagine. Right, I'm just going to jump forward. Mark Stevens, again another guy who said is a quick runner, is catching Jack. Now, the problem here is Jack will probably be struggling after hitting that barrier. He will have received damage. As he's not been forced into the pits with the meatball, you know, the black and orange flag, he's probably got aero damage. But yeah, I think he's going to be an easy target. Thierry's still having a go with Don. Wyman and Peter have just took Ruben. Michelle's just took Wyman. That all seemed to happen in a corner. Cheers for that, Craig. Welcome to the stream. So the Bentley will go all the way. That answers that question then. So from that perspective, it doesn't really matter what Lee's doing. He can thrash it because it does look like he's going to get to the end. Now Malcolm is in a Ferrari, and you won't do a full race on 110 litres in the Ferrari unless you do some sort of conserving. Because he's front as well, he's dictating the race, which means he will be driving the furthest in real terms, if you like, because he determines when the race ends. So he may be on fuel conserving now. I'm just going to jump to the back a little bit. There's a bit of action going on here. These two are still battling. Peter and Mark Wyman, Mark in the orange and white Ferrari, and Peter in the silver, yellow and pink Ferrari. These keep switching places on a lap by lap basis. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. See, Michelle's still there, but he's quite a gap off Uwe actually in front of him. So Uwe at the moment is in 13th place. So while the grid has become static, I'm just going to do a bit of a rundown. So in first place, we've got Malcolm. Malcolm's 3 seconds up the road from Lee. Lee is closing him down. And the reason why I know that that's happening is because the gap between Malcolm and Kev hasn't changed. So the only differential in that is the fact that Lee is gaining and pulling away from Kev. We've then got Hugh van Vassenhove, who's having quite a quiet race. He's a couple of seconds down from Kev. And then Mark Stevens is trying to close the gap down behind him. We've then got Mark Stevens, who's got a bit of a safety net between him and Jack. But as we've seen, I think Jack's struggling with car damage. There's Jack, who's obviously damaged his Ferrari, we think, on that bend when he went through Ascari before. We've got Don Queen, who's still being peppered by Thierry. This has got really close just a few seconds ago. And you can see that Don's gone defensive. He went on the inside. Now what Thierry's looking for here is a really good toe. He's got it. Is he going to break it? Is he going to break late enough to claim the inside? He has. He has. Now I don't know whether Don's give him that. Oh, bit of contact. No issue. Hasn't caused a problem. But you can see the right gaggle of cars behind, which then takes us on to Jeremy. So you can see Jeremy again is in 9th place, having a very, very clean race at the moment. He's watching where everything is, what's going on. I do think Jeremy will pass Don as well in a minute. Behind Jeremy we've got Bruce. Bruce has gone wide a couple of times, and I think he skipped the curbs here a few times. So maybe he's over pushing it a little bit. But, you know, you've got to be in it to win it. And someone we're not mentioning this race is our friend from Argentina, Daniel Britos. Good old Danny there. He's had a very quiet race. He's just got on with it. And I've not mentioned him because, as I said, he's just got on with it. But you can see now he's putting pressure on Bruce. And I think at some point he may get Bruce. Rayner is then next. He started, as I said, qualified really well. He's quite a few places down from where he needed to be before. But, you know, that's the nature of racing. We've got Uwe. Rayner managed to pass Uwe before. I am watching what's going on up front. The gap is getting very, very close. In fact, there's quite a few very close gaps at the moment. We've got Michelle, who's hunting down Uwe, but he's 12 seconds out at the moment. He's got a lot to do. Behind Michelle, we've got Mark Wyman. He's got a bit of a safety net now behind him as well. We've then got Melvin Garland, who's got a safety net, but Ruben is trying to close him down. He's only 1 second behind. There's Ruben in the Sky Ferrari. We've got Andy Lees, who's got a massive safety net behind him. and he's closing Ruben down by the looks of it. We've then got Willie Owens, who again is he's got a safety net behind him, and we've got James Parks, who's the last car running as Peter David is in the pits. So Daniel Britos has managed to pass Bruce Hopkins, as I said he probably would, and he's now hunting down Daniel Britos. Something's happened there with Hopkins, because as you can see, Rain has just passed him as well. So I don't know whether Hopkins... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to see what's happened with Hopkins there, because obviously from something going on there, he seems to have lost a bit of space. So he's broke. He's hit the curb. Nothing untoward at that point. Don Queen's managed to pass Thierry. He's had a very slow run out of that corner, hasn't he? You can see that quite clearly there. Okay, so he just lost traction coming out of the chicane, and that's allowed him to just allow Rayner to pass him, really. Okay, whew. Deep breath. So where's the action at? So at the moment, again, Thierry is closing down Don. We did know he's passed him, but the pass has been made back, and it looks like he's going to get him here. Well, he is on the wrong side of the Parabolica, but you can see the back end of that Ferrari's just drifted out a little bit there. That means Thierry's going to be able to get the power down. Now it's showing Hugo Vassenhove made a place there, but didn't show who he made a place against. Yeah, I think it's there's a couple of issues at the front. You can see Stevens is showing us passing when he's not really passing much at the moment. Olaf, okay, what time's the top guys doing? So there you go. There's the lap times, the fastest lap times recorded. Bit of an incident through there. Looks like Jeremy might make up, and you can see there Thierry's letting Don back, but obviously he's going to let Jeremy pass as well. So a lot of 150s and 151s in the lap times there. Yeah, I see Jeremy did make a pass, and you can see now Thierry's going to try and get it back again. Danny Britos flying down the outside. He overclocked that before, and we've got a bit of battle going on at the front here. We'll switch cameras to the front. This is Ellis chasing down Hutchin. You can see the glory of that big yellow Bentley. Really trying to put pressure on the Audi of Malcolm's in the Audi, not the Ferrari. I think I said he was in the Ferrari before. I think someone said the Audi's going to be alright on fuel, so I can't comment on that. I've never driven the Audi before. I think it's an awful thing to drive. I know it's all preference. Two cars I don't like in competizione is the Nissan and the street cars, the Nissan, the Lambo, and the Audi. Jeremy's now into 6th place. He's just passed Don Queen, and Britos has took Thierry. Oh, you're joking, Kev. Oh, no. For those who are watching the stream, hadn't realised Kev had disappeared off the list because his internet has crashed. He's just come onto the chat. Oh, sorry about that, Kev. You're doing really well, mate, as well. There's a lot happening in midfield, you know, but I want to keep on this. Don Queen's just now in 6th place. He's just passed Jeremy. It's all going off in midfield. Anybody can get onto the podium at this rate, the way it's going. That Bentley looks angry, doesn't it? The way it's coming down at you. Yeah. Quite a few cars losing places. And cars accelerating forward. The braking on that Bentley. Brakes much later, but still seems to make the corners in exactly the same way. I'm just going to change to this one because we've got Jeremy chasing down Don. I will keep an eye on the Lee Ellis thing up front. And Britos has just managed to pass Thierry, so they've already swapped places twice. So I would imagine Thierry's going to get him again. I think this is going to carry on all race, and this is at some point it's probably going to lead into a bit of a nudge. So many cars close together here. Very respectful driving there. And look, Rayner. Oh, he nearly oversteered it then. Rayner's come back up as well. Rayner's he's making a good run, is Rayner here. Bruce is still giving Rayner grief though. Bruce is right on Rayner's jacksie. Jeremy's pestering Don Queen here. Let's just see what the lap comparisons are like, the split times. I'm not really seeing them. A 1:53.6 and a 1:54.1. So yeah, Jeremy's definitely got the better of the lap times there at the moment. Oof, need a breather. So close to midfield. Absolutely so close to midfield. Just jump on board with Bruce. Bruce is chasing down. Oh, there's been an incident. Is that an incident or a car spinning out? Right, it has been an incident. So I need to find who it was. Danny Britos it was, wasn't it? Okay. So Danny Britos, Thierry's coming down behind him. So everything's fine so far. Oh, I think someone's got the braking zone wrong there. I think Britos was a passenger there, as he does a few donuts. Okay. Right, back to the action. Up at the front, and Ellis is back on. He's gone a bit wide there, Ellis. He's done that a few times, hasn't he? Hope he's not going to end up with a drive-through. That's pushed Thierry down to 15th now. And it's pushed Britos down to 12th. So Britos was fighting for well within the top 10 there. Oof. Change the camera there because I thought, oh, he's gonna get him. Jeremy's catching Don again. So this is Jeremy going for 6th place. I will switch to it in a minute. This is eased off again a little bit. So you can see there Jeremy's very tidy, very clean. But it looks like he is going to take Don. And you can see behind them is Berger. That looked like Follen and Hopkins as well. So let's see where this takes us a little bit. Thierry's going faster again now, so hopefully the damage wasn't too bad in his car. He did only nick the bumper. Yeah, Kev, we commented that Bentley's a bit of a beast. And once he passed you, he just seemed to go. The gap between you and Malcolm was relatively static, but he just seemed to start going, and he closed Malcolm down really quick. I don't know whether Malcolm made a mistake. So I was saying on the stream that you and Lee just seemed to swap places. There was no indicator on the screen that he'd swap places. So I wonder if that's when your internet went and the game just hadn't picked up on the net code catching each other up. He's got him here, hasn't he? Got a good run here. Neck and neck. He's on the wrong side though, is Jeremy, unless he's going to go for the inside sweep and get the run out. That back end of that Ferrari's coming round again, as you can see then. Get the power on too early and it will come round. Oh, Jeremy's got the power down the Porsche, lovely there. These two have been at this for the best part of 10 laps, I'm sure. Just going to switch in a second. Oh, I was going to switch, I thought there was going to be an overtake, but there's not. Panic over. Oh, Jeremy's gone too deep. Oh, he's taking the sand bales out with him. Jeremy will probably give him that place back because he gained an advantage there. And there's been a swap at the front, happened all of a sudden. I'm just going to do a replay on that because that just seemed to happen. So I don't know whether Malcolm made a mistake because there was no The gap was massive. And then all of a sudden it just swapped like that. Ah, there you go. So a bit of over rotation there. Too little traction control, and it's caused him to spin a little bit. Michel's still moving up. Michel's now in 10th. He's going for top 10. So we have a new leader, which is in this example is going to be Lee Ellis. So he's second up on Malcolm now. So I think that's where I think he's just going to stretch his legs now, because as Kevin said on the stream, that Bentley just seems to have loads and loads of grunt. There's Jeremy and Don again. They're still at it. Great racing, isn't it? Great racing. I know when we're racing in our respective groups, you always think it's as entertaining as this, or you hope it's as entertaining as this. But when you're watching it, it really is good to watch. Especially when we're all part of the same community. It really is good. It looked like Don got that corner right this time. He didn't let the back end of the Ferrari slip round a little bit. No, Don's gone wide there. So he really should with the place back. He's not doing. I managed to get 2 1-hour runs in before Craig. I did one on the AI, and I did one on the eSeniors server. So I've got myself a couple of laps in, more so than I normally do, to be honest. I think Don really should have given that place up. You've gone off like that. You shouldn't really take an advantage. But anyway, I'm sure Jeremy will raise it if he's concerned. It's the last race of the season. It probably is going to have no impact on the results anyway. Let's see how it looks from Don's perspective. Willie's managed to pass Ruben. And Willie's now hunting Andy Lee's down. Thierry's hunting Melvin down. Oof. Jeremy's decided he prefers the off-road route. And it's also allowed Rainer Berger in as well. He was Kev, but he went off track, completely off track. And if you've gone off track, that part of the track is a shorter journey. So really, what he should have done was he shouldn't have really carried on. He should have given up a little bit there, to be honest. He will have actually received a warning for that as well. So I've seen him go off track a few times. There's a possibility he might be on a couple of warnings now. We might see a drive-through coming up in a minute. I mean, Jeremy's off now, isn't he? He's into distance. I think that back end of that Ferrari, Don's Ferrari, does look like it's getting loose. As he's going on, it's getting looser and looser through the corners. So I don't know whether he's struggling. Certainly the fast corners, and you can see here Rainer. I mean, bearing in mind Rainer at one point was 19th, and he's now looking at 7th place if he can catch Don. He's doing pretty well, to be fair. Malcolm's not give up on Lee, by the way. The gap's only 2 seconds. Though anything could happen, we've still got 15 minutes of racing. So fuel's going to start playing a part. Tyres are going to start playing a part. And you can see Rainer's really going quick. And when we get to the straight. Yeah, Uwe is in 9th at the moment. That's right, Nikos. Yeah, Jeremy's just quietly getting on, but I will say Jack and Mark are both very, very difficult to pass. And I think the gap between Jeremy and Mark is just too much. He's managed to pull a bit of a gap off there. Mark Wyman's lost a bit of time. He's lost 2 places there. Let's just see what's happened with Mark Wyman. He weren't doing too bad at one point. He just seems to have lost a number of places. There's nothing else going on track, so I thought I'd see if I can show you if he's gone off, spun off or whatever. He's gone up there. Oh, he's just basically hit. He prevented himself from hitting the other car, which has allowed Melvin and I think Thierry to go round him. Okay, he did the gentlemanly thing there as well. So rather than hit somebody, he took to the off-road, if you like. Okay, right, where are we? It's gone really quiet now. Yeah, Berger was the only one who was catching Don Queen up, but again, I think Berger made a mistake. Tell you what, Michel's coming at them, isn't he? Michel's only 5 seconds behind Uwe, and Uwe is actually after his compatriot here. I don't know if there's a problem with Berger's car. I think it was a mistake. Rayner's made a mistake. He's corrected it now. Yeah, Wyman's still trying to. Although Wyman went off, he is putting pressure back on Thierry. So I don't know if Thierry's got damage from when he nudged Britos before. Britos is having a nice quiet race. Michel, I think, is going to start catching Uwe at some point. Jeremy is catching Jack. Now, as me saying, it'll be hard to catch past Jack. But don't forget, Jack spun off before and hit the barrier. There's a possibility Jack's got a problem with his car. Now, what I could do? Okay, he's not changed his mapping. He's on proper mapping at the moment. Full power, on full beans. Jeremy's going to get a bit of grunt on him here. Malcolm's still chasing Lee down. At the moment, I'd say Hugh's going to win. Get the third place position on the podium if he doesn't make a mistake. He's got a significant gap between himself and Mark Stevens of over 20 seconds. Let's just see who the movers and shakers are from the start of the race. You can see there Michel has now moved up 11 places in total. He's made a lot of spaces there, Michel. It's definitely the going forward award. Lee's made 4 places, Jeremy's made 4 places, Stevens has made 3, Melvin's made 5, and Follen's made 5. So some good gains going on there. Got a good run here, Jeremy, hasn't he? He seems to have a lot of grunt in that Porsche. Looks like it's going to get him. That's what I'm saying though, that tells me Jack's car's got damage. It's got no top end. Rayner's took Don. I think Jeremy's going to get Jack here. But yeah, Rayner's took Don. And Melvin's putting pressure on Bruce. Oh, Don's took Rayner again. And it looks like Rayner's going to pass Don again. Just seems to be bouncing forwards and backwards, this. Talking about ping. Drivers are pinging each other. Oh, Don's gone off the road again. Yeah, Rayner's going to get him here. Okay. Now that, I'm wondering whether he's on a 3 warnings there, because he come out of there really slow in comparison to before. But Jeremy's 10 seconds behind Stevens. Only that Jeremy's 30 seconds behind Stevens. So I think Jeremy's at the moment looking at a 5th place. Melvin is chasing down Bruce at this point. This is the other close battle. Okay, a very good exit into that corner there. Gained a lot of time. One's just gone wide, put the tyres on. That was Britos, I think, who's in front of these. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Melvin, who's obviously in the number 22 McLaren, and his team name's called Twat. Okay, so whether he wanted me to swear online, I'm just calling out what his team name is. A few fast laps coming in now. Bruce Hopkins is half a second up on his fastest lap. Obviously, we're burning off fuel now. We're coming to the end of the race with 9 minutes to go. As Melvin is putting pressure on Bruce, Bruce has got his foot down. It's always the way, isn't it? You have your good lap, and so does the person in front of you. Let's see what the splits are for these two. I bet the splits are quite interesting. So, 150-1-3 and a 150-1-3. Split that. Nothing in it whatsoever. How equally matched to them two. 0.045. Wow, wow, wow. Very, very close. It's going to jump forward to Rayner. Because Rayner's catching Jack up. As I said, I think Jack's struggling at the top end, so I do expect Rayner to pass Jack. Probably just after Ascari. That's where Jack seems to be getting caught quite a lot. He's struggling getting the power down. You can see there from Jack's perspective. Yeah. I'm just watching the timings, the grunt that Aston's got compared to the Ferrari. I think he's going to get him down here. Drive's just much better. I think he's going to get him in here, down here. Oh, don't go on the grass. He's defending. Rayner's too quick. There's no top end in his Ferrari. I've said that a few times, I appreciate that. Jeremy's too far behind at the moment. He's closed the gap up. But that does make us wonder though, is Stevens on fuel saving? Let's go to his dash and we'll see if he's on. No, he's got full mix. Is anybody on fuel saving? Can't tell on that one. Action control. Can't see the mix on that one, to be honest. Malcolm. He's on map 1. Rayner, can't see the map on that one either. Jack. He's on map 1 as well. So they're all going flat out as we see at the moment. Melvin has actually managed to pass. Bruce has gone off. Let's just see what's happened to Bruce, because it's allowed. It looks like there was an incident. We'll see what's gone on here. There was a bit of impact. There was a bit of contact. We've got Melvin behind him. And we've got Daniel Britos in front of him. Everything's alright there. Alright. I think he unexpectedly broke. And that's what's caused the issue there. And it's obviously let a few through there. Such a shame. That's alive. That's really put a dampener on Bruce's race there. He's doing really well. Okay. Let's see where we're up to. Jeremy is catching Stevens, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The other battle is really around here. We've got these three cars, Wyman, Garland and ours. As we know, Thierry had a bit of an impact with Britos before, and it pushed him down. Well, let's see where this takes us. Don Queen's pressuring Jack. I'm going to jump on board with Don. Yeah, he's a sitting duck, isn't he? Everyone's walking past him. And I think Uwe's going to pass him as well, looking at this. I think Michelle's going to get him as well, so that'll push Michelle into 9th. So Jack's really going backwards here, which is a shame. Doesn't want to go on the grass. I think Uwe's catching as well at this point. See the speed difference, can't you? Michel's going to get Uwe at this point, looking at this as well. Oh, Michel went wide a little bit there. Just Lesmo. Let's see how this goes on. Uwe's got good line through there. With the second Lesmo. Again, Uwe's got that car really tuned in well there. His lines are fantastic. He's going to get him here, isn't he? He's got the inside line. Oh, he's yielding to him though. He's not pushing him off track. Oh, we've got Michel in the party now. So I think both of these are going to get Jack before the end of this lap. I think Uwe's just going to walk past him in that Porsche when he gets top end. You can see the speed of Michel's McLaren. Both round, and I think Michel might even get Uwe at this point as well. Let's ride on board with Michel for a bit. Jeremy's closed the gap to Stevens to 8 seconds. But Rayner is catching Jeremy. That'd be a fantastic result if Rayner can finish 5th place. I'm just going to put the positions back on, the position delta. So yeah, so Rayner qualified in 6th. So Rayner's back to where he was. Jeremy's 5 places up. Michel's 12. And Hopkins has eventually gone into the pits. Jack Jacobs is 6 places down. Michel's having a really good race here actually. He didn't qualify, he started towards the back. Melvin's putting pressure on Thierry. And these seem to have been battling the whole race, one way or the other. There's a difference in braking there. I think Melvin should get a good run. Potentially out of Ascari here. But as I said, that Ferrari's got a lot of grunt top end. Thierry's line's completely different there. Keeping the traction down. I don't know, Melvin's got a good run there if he can keep this going. Rayner's after Jeremy as well. Keep an eye on that. We jump forward. This is Rayner on Jeremy. This is to put Rayner plus 1 place from his starting position. He got that corner wrong, didn't he, there a little bit. Okay, we've got 1 minute left to the race. And nice lines through there. Melvin's putting pressure back on Thierry, but I think it's just a case of, you know, through the Lesmos, doesn't seem to be able to get past him, but I will keep an eye on it. Yeah, he's pulled back a little bit there. So that Ferrari's got some grunt. No one's run out of fuel yet. It appears nobody's pitted for fuel. Ironically, Krista. It looks like, I'm trying to work out what's going on here because I can't see. There you go. I couldn't see Thierry, but I knew they were close. As far as I'm aware, Krista, I don't think anyone's pitted. I've just been trying to look on the pit board. The cars that I've pitted look like they've pitted due to incidents rather than fuel requirements. I'm going to jump back on board with Rayner. I'll probably end up switching between these two because Rayner's trying to catch Jeremy. You know, she's got a good run down here as well now. Okay, I'm going to jump forward. That's our race leader. Coming to do his final stint. Keep it on track, claim his victory. I don't know if Lee's finished on the podium before. I don't know if he's finished first anyway. His skin's fantastic. I love that skin. Obviously it's one of the skins I think that's been passed on to me for people to see. But yeah, really nice skin that. I like that. Around the final corner. And that's, I think it's fair to say that's a win for Mr. Ellis. Congratulations, Mr. Ellis. Followed quickly by Hutchin. Very well done, Hutchin. And then further down the line, we've got Hugh van Vassenhove. He's just coming down to what will be Parabolica. Wait for you to finish the line, and then we'll switch to Stevens. Do the first few cars because people start passing the line. So that was third place. That's the podium. Got Mark Stevens, very, very close. And Jeremy coming down with Rayner. And looks like he's going to hold Rayner off. But an exceptional battle towards the end. That was really good. And this is for our Group 2 champion. Well done, Malcolm. Okay guys, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and this is the end of the Group 2 season, and we should be back I think in September for the next season. Take care everyone, enjoy yourselves, bye for now.